More importantly,
Please.
my heart is beating.
I know.
I'm trying not to
Clear.
fangirl. Yeah,
Clear.
Jennifer Hale, everybody.
Hey, you guys. How are you?
Oh,
It's a joy to be here, man.
could rattle them off. Tanya, Master Satel, Galadriel, Leah, Rosalind, Trishka, Jaden Core, Samus Aran, and of course, almost everybody that I know's favorite, Commander Shep.
Thank
Shep,
you.
yes.
Thank you.
How are you?
Oh my God, I'm amazing. Are you kidding? I'm here. This is incredible.
Have you ever been to Chicago before?
Yes, I have. Long time ago, but never like this.
Okay, this
Yeah.
is your first C2E2 then?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, it is. It
excellent.
is.
What have you
It
been
is.
doing here?
Eating.
Eating.
Yes.
Yeah, eating.
You and me both, yeah. All of us have just
Yeah.
been going to
David
bed.
Hayter. Yeah, I've just been following David Hayter around to restaurants, going, all right, what are we eating now? All right, well, I'll eat that. Okay, I'll eat that. All right, I'll have some of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
They
it's
know
amazing.
each other and they're friends.
For 20 years, man.
God.
20 years
Wow.
of
In the
friendship.
biz.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, as a fan, you always hope that, like, I hope they're nice and I hope they're friends and they like each other, you know?
I can't stand him. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I keep hanging out with him.
No, he was a real jerk
He's
on day
such
one,
a jerk. No, are you kidding? He's amazing. He's so
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, very famous, like, you're in the Guinness Book.
I
Or
guess
have been.
Apparently, yes, I suppose
Record
so.
holder.
The most prolific female voice actor.
You know, there's a reason for that, and the only reason is that when games first started, they were demanding. You know, it's a 4-hour one-person show essentially, like an animated series. You're sharing the load. We'd be sharing the script together and
Yep.
stuff, and taking turns. And in games, it's like you, cold read, go, you, and everyone else was like, no, at first, and I was like, I'll do it. I just was like, I want to buy some real estate. I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely, totally.
And I came to love it. Honestly, that's probably the only reason I have a Guinness is I was like, I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what it takes to get gigs. You know, the
Yeah.
the willingness. You know,
Yeah.
the willingness to play, the willingness to go for it.
Yeah.
You know.
And I enjoyed it. You know, I have to say I loved once I think it was pretty much on my first game that I got the look, just let it go. Because I was trying to put it in a linear context and trying to go, okay, because it was Carmen Sandiego. It was the game of Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
We
Ivy,
were
right?
singing that
Yeah.
Yes.
first day.
That was my first cartoon series too, and I remember I had to say the names of all these flags of all these countries, and I was like, what? And I was trying to get it in context and I finally went, just forget trying to get it to make sense. Just jump in and be like in this moment right now, and that was it. I was like, oh, that's the trick. Now I understand.
That's
Yeah.
actually an amazing piece of just life advice.
Pretty much.
You know.
Yeah.
Be
Because
there.
now it's gone. Oh,
now.
now it's gone. Oh, now it's gone. Oh, now it's gone.
It just keeps being gone, but it
You're
keeps being now.
literally riding on the head of a pin. Oh, see, that was the past already. It's like being held down and tickled, right?
Oh my God! Please don't.
Please don't. We're gonna lose
Got
it.
bad.
No!
I got bad. No. Man, it's gonna be the headline tomorrow. Is like Twitch host knocks out Jennifer Hale on accident because he got tickled.
But it's found with a boot in his mouth.
There you go. Yeah. Loses teeth in process. So you were talking about how, like, I'm curious to know. This is one of those, like, kind of more specific, like, fan questions. What
Yeah.
project took you the longest to do? Like, what?
Um,
Like, I know there was some ongoing that obviously you had to be there for series and stuff. But I'm talking about video games. Like, which one was the most, like, most hours put in?
I think probably Mass Effect.
Was it?
Yeah, because it was a trilogy. I mean, and I've done other trilogies, but it was a trilogy, and I think in just one of them, we had Mark and I had, because we had the same number of lines, had 7,000 lines.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah, of
in
course,
just one
yeah.
of them. And there are others that where there are more, but I think, you know, just because it just kept going, and there was the DLC, and I would say that's probably the most voluminous of all of them.
It's one script right there, girl.
Right.
Yep.
Woo!
And we measure scripts for games in inches. You know, animation scripts, it's, you know, how many pages, but it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
no.
this is a 2-inch script. Oh, this one's about a 6-inch script, and yeah.
While I've never done, like, actual voice acting for, you know, a gig or whatever,
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
I like if it's a text-based thing.
Wait, you get paid for games?
No, I get paid to play them and entertain people while
Oh,
doing so.
what? That's a gig.
It's a pretty decent living. But whenever I play a game that's just text, I
Yeah.
try and do like characters for each person, and it
Nice.
gets exhausting.
Yes, it is.
I can't even imagine. And I've done like community theater and stuff. Scripts are that big.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine like how big like a trilogy script would be.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Well, and you know who I really feel for are the producers and the devs and the team. Because they've got not only to keep the voice acting straight, they got to get all the visuals and all the text. You know, they have to keep the whole matrix in their heads and hold it in their heads and make it happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And they have to construct like hours and hours, not just like 2.5 hours for a decent movie.
Right.
out like 30, 40, 50 hours
Yeah.
for a decent game.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So do you ever play your games?
I suck at playing games.
Oh.
I suck at it. I've tried a couple times, like here and there, just to play a game, and I'm horrible at it. And I was someone, Tom Bissell, who's a brilliant writer. He made me play Mass Effect 2 for an article he was writing for the New Yorker.
Okay.
And which was excruciating because I just wanted to go back and tweak my performance, and I was like, oh, I could have done that a little better.
Oh, do you do that? Like,
Oh.
do I sound like that?
No, it's not even do I sound like that. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
oh, if I had known that detail, I would have added this tiny little element in. But
Oh,
there's no way I
sure.
could
Right.
know, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm in a booth. I'm in a small box. I'm imagining everything that's going on, and I have what the director tells me
Yeah.
and my own imagination to make it fly, But also, I do a lot, thankfully, and I spend so much time doing them that if I played them, I'd have nothing to bring to them. I want to get out and have a life and have some experience so that
Sure.
I've got something to bring into the room when I come.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, otherwise I'm just derivative, and that's kind of boring.
Is there anything that you do to prepare yourself when you like right before you go into a booth? Do you have like a ritual or anything that like you like to do?
I work out most mornings, just like
Nice.
a 30-minute, just something manageable, sometimes longer. And then I'll sing on the way to warm up my voice.
Oh.
And then if I've got any kind of reference, sometimes maybe the music I listen to on the way is sort of, gets me in the space I want to be in for whatever I'm doing.
Okay.
And, that's it. And I really clear my head because honestly, you have to show up. It's a lot like Dory in Finding Nemo. Okay, what? Did that just happen? Oh, okay. Okay. You really are so in the now because, I always say you take the script, however fat it is, cut it into strips,
Yeah.
throw them up in the air,
Wow.
and let them fall on the floor. Now pick one up and make it make sense. Because you're hopping around on the timeline of the story, you're
Sure,
hopping
yeah.
around, and
Yeah.
the context is shifting and changing. So, you really just have to just drop into right this minute.
Yeah.
So get your instrument going, get your head clear, and then just show up and be of service to the project.
Wow.
I'm imagining you like getting ready for doing the voice of the warden in For Honor.
Yeah.
And I'm just imagining you listening to like Viking songs in the car. Am I
Rock
way
and
off?
roll,
Or?
like rock and roll stuff, and and honestly, it depends on the day. Like, there's no formula. That's one thing about acting that I've learned over the years. You could work something even for live action and other stuff. We get the script the night before,
Sure. Yep.
and you can work it out and you can find the place in the moment. But I'm sorry, you wake up in the morning, that's all going to have changed. The matrix
Yeah.
shifts overnight, and you just drop into, okay, what's in front of me. So the music changes, but sometimes it's loud as hell. Sometimes it's acoustic. It's what's going to get the motor running today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now we were talking backstage about I have a deep indie heart. And I love indie
Yes.
independent
too.
games
I
and
do
all that
too.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, I do too.
The weirder, the more outlandish, the more unheard of, the better for
Yes.
me. I love showing off anything new.
Yes.
So tell us some of the indie stuff that you're involved with.
Masquerada came out this year. Matt Mercer's on
Masquerada.
that as well. Courtney Taylor, a bunch of amazing people. Michael Surix directed that one. It was great.
What's
of
do
course,
you know the gist of
I'm
Masquerada?
not going to tell you anything because I'm
Oh!
afraid of what I might give away.
Ooh.
I never know what's a spoiler and what's not. I'm like,
That's actually a good
Look
point
it up.
because you know all of it.
yeah, I'm not going to screw it up. Nope. I'm just going to say I'm in it. That's
All
what
right.
I'm going to say. I'm
All
not going
right.
to screw that thing up. It's very, very cool, though.
Okay.
I will tell you that. It's very
Okay.
cool. Also, The Long Dark. Really, really, it's kind of an ongoing thing. And Republique, I love. That was Dave Hayter's in that as well. Mark Meir is in The Long Dark as well, and he does an incredible job. I think it's on Steam. And that I love The Long Dark because it's a survival game that doesn't involve zombies and supernatural stuff. It just involves you're going to die of your own stupidity. Or of what Mother Earth is going to do to you,
Yeah.
and it's going to be excruciating.
It's real life
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
it
say it sounds like me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't picture
a lot like
myself.
Montana.
Yeah, a lot like Montana. Yeah, I'm from Montana. We're talking about it. Oh, that's beautiful. I love
Yeah,
Montana.
he's going to kill you.
Yes. No, it will. I'm sure. No,
Without
I-
shelter and common sense, you will die.
I will definitely be. I will. If when I die, it's going to be something really embarrassing.
I broke my
Like-
foot flossing my teeth. It doesn't get more embarrassing.
Did you really? Did you
How?
Oh, the mortifying part is I had spent the weekend, I'd just been horseback riding like the day before, or rock climbing, and it was like horseback riding, rock climbing, mountain biking was the
Wow.
weekend, right? And it's the Sunday morning, we're going to go biking one more time, and I just had my gear on. I was just getting ready to go out. We had a tiny cabin. I'm flossing my teeth as I'm running around getting ready, and I stub my left toe. I hop up in the air, and I land on the side of my right foot. And I go,
Ooh.
ah! And as I did that, I thought to myself, well, that's interesting. That's a mid-tone sound. There's no high.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
And I'm like, wow, that is really interesting. Ah, well, okay, why is that? There's no fear. Ah, there's just pain. Okay, good to know. So
Always working.
right, it's involuntary, man. One time I was climbing. I was climbing and I did the stupidest thing. My foot slipped and I was lead climbing, which you put it up and you got to fall, a little bit of a fall. And I just, for some stupid reason, I pushed off the wall, which you don't do, because then you go head first that way.
Oh, yeah.
And the sound I made is like, "Wah, and I was like, oh, I got to remember that. So anyway.
As you're dying, you know, falling
Okay,
through
where's
that,
my
like,
helmet? I'm at my concussion limit.
Someone get a recorder.
Did you get that?
Yeah, did you get that?
But anyway, with my foot, I landed on the side of my foot, and I think it was such a dumb moment because I was flossing and not paying attention. For 11 days, I was like, it's not broken. It's fine. But I got this sort of larger and larger bloody bruise on the side of my foot, and then on the bottom of my foot, I was like, and then two people on the same day told me horror stories of people who had injuries and didn't take care of them. Oof. So I was like, all right, that's a sign. I'll go get it x-rayed, whatever, it's fine. And I get there, and they're like, yeah, it's broken. I'm like, what?
I've never had a broken bone in my life. I did this flossing my teeth.
Flossing my teeth.
I'm never flossing again.
It's flossing is dangerous. Like put it out there.
Let me just tell you that.
Get a little Surgeon General disclaimer on the back of floss.
Do not operate while trying to do anything else. Right? I'm not so coordinated.
That's okay. I can sit and play games. I can barely walk anywhere. Like getting up the stage is a challenge for me.
We're all going to become Wall-E.
Yep.
So you have done a lot of different voices.
Yeah.
Is there any voice that, like, I want to know if there was any parts that were really tough for you? Meaning, like, you didn't like you couldn't get behind the character, like you really didn't like that person? Or
I have to get behind the character. If I'm doing it, I have to get behind the character. Even the most unlikable,
good point.
horrible people, they don't go in the world. I mean, there are certain people we could speak of right now, but I won't, who operate in the world and they truly believe they are right. And they truly believe they are doing the best thing and making the best choice. The irritating, infuriating, astonishing thing is everyone is literally doing the best they can.
Yeah, bad guys never think they're bad guys.
Nope.
They
And
always think they're good guys.
You will lose. Look, Alan Rickman, most brilliant bad guy ever, because he was always the smartest one in the room.
Yep.
With the best plan, and everyone else was in his damn way.
Yep.
And that's the most brilliant way to play a bad guy. Like I think Electo, God of War, that was mocap, and that was technically challenging because TC is, I think, was what, 5'8", and 5'9", and Kratos is 7 feet tall.
Yes.
So we were doing the scene, and I would look at him, but I had to talk to him like this because the angle of my head had to be this way. So I am seducing him while staring at the sky.
Oh man.
Okay, that's interesting. You know, that character was a challenge because she moves in the world and through the world in a way that I don't.
Sure.
But, you know, when you see a character, you're like, who is this person? How do they get by? How do they get what they want? How do they operate in the world? All right, that's what I'll be doing. And you take all the other pieces of yourself and you stick them in a box and shut it because that's not available to you as long as you're the other person. Yeah.
So it's beneficial for someone who maybe wants to get in acting, voice acting, stuff like that, to understand that you have to be behind. You have to agree with the character in some sort of way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to be that person.
Yeah.
Because you know, for myself, when I'm watching a performance, be it a game clip or a movie or a TV show or whatever, and I find myself in my head going, "Wow, that's really interesting. That's really cool. Wow, look at that." Especially if it's one of those emotionally moving moments.
Sure.
And then if I'm watching, it's different from if I'm watching a performance and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't even. And the difference is that for me, I believe it's that the actor is fully there. There are some actors who execute on a more cerebral level, so I will join them on a more cerebral level. If they're going to go there in their heart and their spirit and their gut, I will be taken there as well. You know, we have the experience that the actor had.
I bet there's a lot of performances out there that you're like, you mailed that, didn't you? You phoned that one in, didn't you? Yeah, I know. What was it? Were you hungry or something? You didn't get lunch?
I'm not saying a word.
No, I'm not saying.
No,
but
I've seen some really good actors out there be brilliant.
Yeah.
And then I've seen them be so average. And I always think it's the director.
that's
It's the director.
very possible.
When you get
Absolutely.
those uneven shows where some people are brilliant and some people are like phoning it in and others you're like, what are they doing? And others are like, well, that was interesting. The director is not as keyed into the actors. Directors have so much to think about. Some are just more connected to the acting and the actors, or producers. Like if you look at the Battlestar Galactica reboot series, I mean, Ron Moore and I just fully nailed like character development and humanity. Some shows come to everybody's show's got an angle. Every game's got an angle. Are we coming at this from the humanity of it? Are we coming at it from the brilliance of it? Are we coming at it from the action of the story? You know, and then it's up to the actors to hold their own, you know, standards where they expect them to be. And then I've been on sets where I've been asked to do stuff, and I'm like, it's gonna look awful. I'm gonna look like the worst actor in the world.
Yeah.
And this crew is glaring at you because it's the 8th or 10th time the director's asked you to do it again, and you know it's wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to do it because all those people need to go to lunch.
Yeah.
So you just do that really bad take, and that's the one they put in. You're like, okay. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Here's a check.
Yeah. Very true. I mean, sometimes you just you gotta.
You got to do
Power
it.
through
It's
it.
not about me.
Yeah.
It's not- that's the bottom line is as an actor, it's not about you. It's not, you don't matter. You're simply a vessel for what the writer wrote and what the people need. That's it. Get out of the way.
You know what I'm good at?
What are you good at?
Segues.
Oh.
Speaking of all.
Whoa, I feel like I'm on a segue.
Speaking
Whoa,
of all about you, tell me about your podcast.
Yes, I want to know about your
love
podcast.
See, not bad, right?
That was good.
I've been doing this a while.
Deke. Yeah, I have a podcast called The Art of Money. It's on iTunes, and I throw it up about once a month, depending on my schedule. And because I believe we live in the Matrix. And if you look at the way the school system was formed, long story short, we were all trained to be cogs in the machine,
Right.
not to run the machine.
Right.
And those running the machine are peeling off a little too much of the money nowadays. And people are getting screwed and they're getting strangled. And simply because they don't have the knowledge and the tools to do anything else. So my goal is to educate people and
bet.
to empower them. And there's also a myth out there that you're either creative or you're good at business. And I'd like to break that in half because I'd like to live in a world where more artists and more creative people have money and power as well. You know?
That is actually you're speaking to something that I'm becoming more and more aware of being
Yeah.
with Twitch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people making a lot of money
Yes.
doing creative things.
Yeah.
And you notice the ones that have a good business head on.
Yeah.
And they're there every day, day in,
Yep.
day out, doing
Yeah.
their stuff. And I think for those that personally, my business savvy is very shallow. Like
Okay.
I do my best, do my level best,
Yeah.
but it might benefit someone like that to listen to a podcast like this.
Definitely. I mean, for me, there's sort of 4 legs. If I can remember all 4 of the legs that I don't know. Sometimes there's 4 legs. Sometimes there's 3. I make it up. As
2
I go
legs
along.
good, 4
Yeah,
legs
2
bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Move over, D. Baker. No, I'm kidding. I love D. Baker so much.
You know, and I'm going to tell him you said that. He's going to be here in like
Oh
half
my
an hour,
God, I
man.
love
I'm going to tell him.
No, not Troy. D.
Oh, D. Oh, I'm
Troy
sorry.
doesn't do pigs.
I thought you
and
said
animals.
T.
No,
Okay.
D. D.
Okay.
There's your knowledge, you know, what you were taught about money, and that can either hold you back or move you forward. There's your beliefs about money and the culture you come from. It sits on you and said in these ways you don't expect. I talked to a girl on my last podcast who she had all the tools she needed to do everything she wanted. She was like, I don't think I'm going to get there. And I was like, tell me more about who's going to be mad at you for doing well and being too big for your britches? Like, that's where your block is. It's not about being able to do it because you got all the tools. You just are afraid to because you're afraid no one's going to care about you anymore because you're just too big, you know? So it's your knowledge, your beliefs, your plan, you know, and then your being, who you are in the world. Like, if your life is this big and your wallet is this big, but you want it to be this big, you get there by becoming the person that is this big. And the money follows. Yeah. Yeah.
Dropping knowledge
Just,
on us.
yeah, you just
All right, I'm done.
You just drop the mic, pow. Okay, So where can we find this podcast?
iTunes, The Art of Money. And I'll tweet it out. I'm at Hale Tweets on Twitter. I'll throw it out there when I have a new episode. I think I've got like 3 or 4 episodes at this point. And it's been a little awkward, like, because I don't have that call-in number. So I have people email me their phone number, and I call them off of Skype. And we just kind of make it work. And
Oh, you actually talk to people through voice.
I talk to people through voice. And then my last one, I was able to do it. I think it was at Dallas Comic-Con. I just pulled a small group of people into a room, and we sat there, and we just threw down and talked
Those are
about.
usually the best when you just like
It was
unplan
amazing.
it.
It was just like, let's just show up and let's talk. I may do a series of videos of the basics, and I am not an expert. I'm simply someone who has, made great investments, made horrible investments. I'm someone who has been really poor, and someone who's done well. And I've walked, and my hope is that I can save people time. Like if I can share my experience and I can help you to jump spaces on the board, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Getting back to
Segue.
fan stuff. Yeah, that was a bad segue.
No, it was good.
Thank you. You're so kind. She's being so kind. Was there anybody that when you were growing up, like watching cartoons or watching, whatever,
There's your first assumption.
that you watch cartoons?
I was not allowed.
Really? Where did you grow up?
All over.
I want to fight your parents now.
Well, one's gone and the other 2 weren't around. So, I have a lot of parents. That's a whole other novel.
That's write a book. I'd buy it. I'd buy 7.
My friends
I
keep
would love
asking. I have a
that.
couple friends who are like, you need to write. I'm like, not ready yet.
Yeah.
Not ready yet.
Not ready.
I was born in Labrador.
Okay.
And moved to, I think, New England for a while, then Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, Cincinnati, Birmingham.
Wow.
Went over to Atlanta and then moved out to LA. So I moved all around. But my mom was an interesting character, and I was not allowed to do that. So.
But you didn't watch cartoons as a kid?
No.
Okay.
Were you
I
allowed
know.
to read or?
I was a total book nerd. I was
Okay.
actually one of those kids who had no friends, but I hung out with my dog and I read books. And I hid out in the woods where I actually found these old trees and I made myself this little structure in the woods and I would climb up and sit in it and hang out.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a lot like a sound
Is there
booth,
any
weirdly
books like
enough.
when you were a kid that just took you there and that
There
you
were
can still remember?
so many. There were so many. A lot of the Merlin stuff, a lot of the King Arthur stuff. I loved
yeah.
all that stuff, and I loved mysteries as well, which was weird because what I would do because I couldn't handle the anxiety is I would look at the end, I'd go okay, and then I'd read the book. But
Make sure everything was all
I had to
right.
make sure everybody was okay.
Aw.
Because I am half Canadian, and that is the prime directive of Canada: is everyone okay?
Yes.
Oh.
Now
everyone
go
okay?
do your thing.
Yep.
In America, it's go do your thing, and oh yeah, all right, whatever. It's flipped.
Now, did you want to be an actress or actor?
I'm fine with actress. I am a girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or did you stumble into voice acting, or
Yes.
you did? Okay.
Totally stumbled. I wanted to be a jockey. Then I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Like a horse jockey?
Yeah. But then I realized I was going to be too tall.
Definitive love for horses.
Oh my God, I came out wanting a horse. I don't know why or how, but see, I have this.
Those horses
I have
are
this whole
scary, dude.
theory.
I've been on a horse. They're
Oh, yeah.
scary.
I love
They
They're
are
terrible.
yes,
They're terrifying.
I love that they are
They
terrifying.
have huge mouths. They can bite your hand off.
and they can. I've had a few concussions. All horses.
headbutt you. Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Oh, there's a lot of things. You can't be stupid around horses. You have to be present. Anyway, where were we? We were
Jockey,
Jockey.
and-
Oh yeah, veterinarian. And
Veterinarian,
then
okay.
I wanted to be a singer, I actually remember I started singing in clubs when I was 15, and it was I was totally illegal, but I was the most sensible one in the spot, and the one who was. I have never been able to tolerate alcohol or drugs very well. I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
So I was always designated Jen, and so I always seemed older than I was. So I got away with it. Plus, it was Alabama, whatever.
Did you have the big hair?
I had such
teased
bad
out.
big hair. It was
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did Zeppelin. We covered Zepp. We covered
Ooh.
Rush. We covered all that Blondie, Missing Persons, all that stuff.
Oh,
that
wow.
stuff. Yeah, it was awesome.
All the classic. I love those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember I was like 23 and I was acting full time and I was singing still, but I was like running out of time. I was like, I got to make a call here. I got to pick something. And I was like, all right, this is paying the bills, so I'll keep doing this. Yeah. So I stumbled into voice acting and I worked it like a business. That's the thing.
Sure, yeah.
I kept this little schedule and I had to cold call ad agencies with my demo and it was terrifying. That was back when I was a teenager and I would put on a little suit, put my hair up and, hi, Hi. Oh, it was mortifying, but I did it.
How did you construct your demo?
I had these two mentors, Greg and Courtney, at Boutwell Studios in Birmingham, and they're the ones who called me over. I worked as a PA at the video studio next door.
Okay,
And they
okay.
called me over and they paid me $30, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Score. I'm working this, man. This is my business. And they would help me and guide me through my demo. And the learning curve is pretty steep in the beginning. I tell people, don't do a demo in the beginning because you're here, and then 2 months later you're here and you can't stand the thing you spent all that money on. And then you're here and you're like, oh my God, I've done it twice now. It's terrible still. Just make one with your phone until your skills level off. And 6 months later you're still like, yeah, it's all right. I mean, I'd fix this and this. Now you can go spend a lot of money on a demo.
I'm really curious about that because your reel must be insane. How do you even edit and put all of your work together?
I just don't.
You don't?
Bad at it. I think
Just
it's
throw
10
a
years
dart.
old.
You're like, I'm just gonna
It's
put
10
that
years
one in.
old. My agent's calling. Can you please? I'm like, I will get to it. Is there someone I can have do it for me? Because I don't have time. I don't have time.
Well, I mean, you put in your dues. I mean, I don't think you don't need a reel.
Listen, I
anymore,
audition
do
every
you?
day.
Do you really?
I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
every
so
day.
humble.
What do you even have to audition for?
Anything. You know? Yeah.
Do you sometimes go for a role that you maybe like have heard about and you're like, oh, I want to try that, you know?
Yeah.
And just go for it. And
I always do. I mean, I'm always trying to reinvent because if I'm doing the same old stuff, that's been done.
Yeah.
That's boring. And it bores me. I can imagine it would bore everyone else. So I'm always trying to go, all right, what's the next level? What's the next frontier? What's the next level? What's the next door?
Is there any character of any sort of genre that you went, if they put a voice on that, I want that voice. I want to be that voice.
There are characters where I've said I want to be that character. I
wanted to be straight
I want
up.
to play that role. I'd like to, I would love to have been like, it's so pompous of me, but Adama in Battlestar,
Oh,
Love to do that.
yeah.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing.
Dream big, though. Dream
Hey,
big.
why not? About 10,
Absolutely.
15 years, I'll do it again, and I'll be like, hi. I played a commander once. I could do it.
What are your fans like? Because voice actors are not necessarily recognized, for the most part, for their face.
We get to go anywhere. No one knows who we are. People are rude to me
Sometimes,
at game
yeah.
stores. I walk into a game store once, and it was at a time when like 3 or 4 of the titles on the little collection of the top whatever there. I was
Yep.
like, oh yeah, me. And I was buying a gift for somebody, and the guy at the counter was so rude. I was like, dude, I could end you with one sentence. But I just
wait, what sentence would that be though?
see those boxes over there. Those voices. That's me. You've just been a dick to me. I'll see you later.
Yep.
But
Burn!
I
Kettle's
didn't.
on fire.
I didn't. I just was like, thank you. Checked out and went on my way.
That's awesome.
Because I can't do that to people.
Yeah.
I can't. It's just, I don't want to
That karma.
You can't leave that in the room. You can't stink up the space like that. It's not good.
Yeah, very true.
You know?
Very true.
Yeah.
So what are your fans like?
They're awesome.
Of course, they're awesome.
No, seriously, incredibly smart, incredibly connected people, really bright, and it's a whole spectrum of them.
Yeah.
There are some who they have their day job and this is just their escape and it's their revival and it's just they love it. It's their joy. And there are some who are like, I want to be in this business. And then there are small few who they have functional challenges in the world, and this is the way that they are able. This is their door into the world, and it's beautiful. I had a woman come up to me who had a stroke, and Mass Effect was the way that she literally brought her digits back to functioning again.
Oh,
Mass
wow.
Effect, yeah.
That's incredible.
I made her make a video, and I texted it to the team. They were like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "I know, right?"
That is
so
amazing.
yeah.
Well, I mean, being a fan myself, does it seem weird that I've spent probably over 200 hours with you?
Wow.
But see, it wasn't me. It was Shepard.
Okay, all right.
No, but the truth is,
Yeah.
when I do a role, yes, it is me and it's
Right.
my experience, but I truly try to disappear myself.
Sure.
I
absolutely.
truly try to move me and my ego out of the way, and I don't know, I can't explain it. I just kind of morph into this other human as much as I can. That's putting too much of me into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just surrender. It's the writers. Blame the writers. You spent 200 hours with those writers.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I get
Their-
it. Thank
their
you.
words.
Thank you.
I
Your
was gonna say,
emotion.
I want to know, do you ever, get so in the zone that you come home with that character and that voice, and it's a little bit hard to shake off.
It's never hard to shake off because I've trained myself to be that, what? A boat? That
Yeah.
in the moment person.
Yeah.
But I will say during Mass Effect, I would dream in that universe.
Whoa.
Sometimes. I was
Okay.
like, whoa, this is a trip. Yeah.
Okay.
And some of my voices come out of things that have lived in me for a long time. When you think in your head, I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but there are like a British person and people with accents in my head.
Yeah.
And
That's
they're
awesome.
thinking my thoughts in accents. So I'm like, all right, okay. There's a whole Buddhist thing about be nothing, and in being nothing, you can be everything.
Yeah.
So if I'm not attached to me and who I am, I can therefore be everything and experience everything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. Super duper fan question.
Yeah.
Dealing with Mass Effect. And I just want to know if,
I'm
if
Commander
you can
Shepard, no.
if you can say. No, that's coming in later. No. I want to know if you can say if you could pick one of the people on the Normandy to romance.
Oh my God.
Who would it be? Who would you romance?
Don't make me pick.
Don't make you pick. So are you saying you just kind of
All
fool
of
around with
them.
all of them? You heard it here. She would be exactly how I play Shepard. I get all of them. All of them. Yep. I'll take a little bit of Garrus. I'll take a little bit of Kai. I'll take
It's
a little
the
bit of
Normandy
you.
buffet.
Yeah, the Normandy buffet. Oh my God, that is the best answer I could have hoped for. That is awesome. Thank you so much. But I did have a request.
Yes. What is your request?
Okay, my name is Zeke. I go by
Wait,
Zeke.
what?
Zeke.
No.
People know me as Zeke. And I was wondering if you could say I'm Commander Shepard and Zeke is my favorite streamer on the Citadel.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Who am I saying it to? Right there.
just the camera, yep.
I'm Commander Shepard. Wait, hold on.
Okay, get it.
I'm Commander Shepard, and Zeke is my favorite streamer on the Citadel.
Yeah!
Oh, no, I'm kidding.
That was amazing. Your check is back safe. Get it up. So, okay, let's just do a quick synopsis. We're gonna for a minute. So we want to catch your podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Podcast
The
is
Art of
called
Money.
The Art of Money. Okay.
iTunes.
Any other projects you want to promote that are coming up?
I mean,
Talked about
I've got a new show
Long
on
Dark, Masquerada, Republique.
Yep. Ubisoft's For Honor.
Yep.
For Honor,
female
yes.
Warden. And in fact, in that game, all three, the Warden, the Knight, and the Samurai, you can play all three as a man or a woman, which
Yep.
is brilliant.
It's a great game.
I played a lot of hours of that.
Yeah, got a new animated show called Lost in Oz that is on Amazon. We just got nominated for 5 Emmys.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Congratulations.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I forget everything else because I sign NDAs, and so I flush it out of my head.
Yep.
Because you can just turn it off.
Hey, what? Hi, who are you? What? Where am I?
Oh my God, it has been such a pleasure having
Thank
you up
you.
here.
Yes.
It's been a
Being
dream come
here.
true. Thank you very much for being here.
you.
Jennifer Hale, everybody.
Yes.
Big thanks to you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, don't go away.
Yay.
We got lots and lots more stuff coming to you right here from the Twitch stage. C2E2 20